Mike, we both got to go to the LancasterLebanon League Media Day. It was about two weeks ago. Mike Clare does a great job with getting that all orchestrated there, and it's fun to get together. Each section brings about, or each team brings about 3 players and their coach there for that. You work on 40 things to watch for, which comes out this Sunday in the Sunday News. Always a great read. I do maybe an internet version of that, and it's up there now with some great stuff. Casey Crater had a lot of work to do. I did talk to a lot of guys. Some of the neat observations I started as I was putting together the video side. I don't know if you noticed this, but Section 2 now is just loaded with Lancaster teams in there. I almost had to interview everybody out there, and it just seems so competitive. So my first thought is, your thoughts when you were doing this, does one section seem more competitive than another? What are some of your views with that?
One of the things that I was going to do for kind of like the overarching theme of the 40 Things to Watch was that it seems like more than any other point in the history of the league, there was one program in each of the sections. It would be Wilson in Section 1, Manheim Central in 2, and Lancaster Catholic in 3, that is really kind of a dominant state power type program. And when I talked to the coaches of Section 1 and Section 3, they all bought into that. Yeah, you're right. Wilson is the team we got to beat. Lancaster Catholic, they're separate from. When I said the same thing to the Section 2 coaches, they kind of, where are you going with this thing? You know, like them's fighting words a little bit, not really fighting words, of course, but a
little chip on the shoulder.
It's an amazing thing. Section 2, and this is. It's a little bit unique this year because Ephrata, which has not been a strong program for a long time, has moved up to Section 1 and been replaced in Section 2 by Lamprey Strasbourg, which has been very, very good. Section 2, as it is currently constituted, every team in that section has been to the district playoffs in the last 3 seasons.
Wow.
Which is pretty amazing. That's pretty amazing. I can't believe there are many other leagues in the state or sections of leagues in the state that could make that kind of statement, and they're all or almost all AAA. I think a lot of them are going to be good again this year. Section 2 is really it's really kind of a hotbed all of a sudden.
It's breaking down. What I think is funny was these guys had a little bit of a chip on their shoulder, and yet Manheim Central has been a dominant team since about 1989 with very few blemishes in there.
Yeah, even the mid-'80s, I would say. Yeah.
I'm looking at this and thinking they think they're going to compete with them, and each of them has made their little chips at them. And Guard Spot actually had a few years in there. So Lanka won this section, 2-3 years ago?
2007. I think 2007.
One Central's been one of the few blemishes they've had. CV's been good on and off and could be good again this year. Cocalico has been strong for a while. So you look at it, and I think even if Central wins that, the rest of these guys know it's going to be a dogfight in that section. And it's not just about the section anymore. It's district and states, and they're thinking beyond just that section anymore.
Yeah, we have so many AAA teams in our district, and we have so many in our league that it's a big field. And if you're pretty good, you have an excellent chance to make districts. And that's part of the reason why they've all made it in the last 3 years is because the district playoffs have expanded. Yeah. There's no question about that. But a lot of these teams are going to be in contention for districts. Another interesting thing about this is that Bishop McDevitt, long-time power in class, Quad A in the state, Harrisburg, a Catholic school from Harrisburg, is now AAA.
Okay.
And that means that you could have a Manheim Central Bishop McDevitt district final, which would be something. But McDevitt has a lot of Division I players. They've got tremendous athleticism, tremendous talent and speed, and that really changes the landscape in AAA in our district, and you're going to see some of these Section 2 teams run into that, which will be interesting.
A couple quick things to bring up. One, when you're putting together the 40 things to remember, it seemed like you said this to me before we started taping this, there's not that standout guy this year, is there? It seems like there's a wealth of talent, but maybe not the Dakota Royer or that outstanding Chad Henney, the big quarterback, big running back.
It's more about teams and programs this year than it is about individuals, which is fine. And that's I think our teams are going to be as good as they usually are. And in recent years, I'm going to say in the last 10 to 15 years, our league has become a really good football league. Right. It may not be great in every single sport, although it is a pretty good league in all sports. But right now, the LancasterLebanon League is a really good football league.
One of the reasons why I thought CV was going to be good is I was surprised when I was hearing this on Media Day. Justin Stewart, the running back that was at Lancaster Catholic, and had a pretty good role last year for them in the state title team, won the title. He's now at CV, and CV's known to run the ball, and I think that's why they're going to start attracting running backs there.
Let me make a little controversial statement here.
Okay.
Okay? Lancaster Catholic is a Catholic school, a private school that has been a state power. This transfer has not been controversial. I don't hear anybody complaining about a scandal here, and I'm not saying it should be. There's no reason it should be. But if this kid was transferring from a public school to a private school, state power, would we be hearing about it? Yes, we would.
We hear it all the time.